Ready for a dose of inspiration? We're doing a deep dive today into the story of Ak. Imagine going from a government school in Kanchipuram, India, to sharing AI insights at a youth conference. That's Ak's trajectory. And we've got their presentation notes and slides, so we're basically getting a VIP pass to their journey.
And what's really cool is Act's story isn't a one-off. It's packed with lessons anyone can use, especially when it comes to building skills, flexing that creativity muscle, and navigating the whole AI boom that's happening right now.
Ak dropped a trail of breadcrumbs, and we're here to follow them, uncover those turning points, and figure out how they can work for you.
And Act definitely doesn't shy away from those big moments. They specifically point to one teacher who really saw their potential, even early on.
Which just goes to show the impact a single teacher can have. But it's not just about raw talent, right? There's more to it.
You hit the nail on the head. Research actually backs this up. Mentors, cheerleaders in your corner, people who believe in you before you even believe in yourself. That kind of support is huge. Can be a total game changer.
Absolutely. It's that confidence boost that helps you take risks. And speaking of risks, ACK is all about this concept of first mover advantage, which connects to their willingness to embrace vulnerability. What exactly does that mean?
So, first mover advantage is about jumping in. Even if you don't feel 100% ready, ACT talks about how they were constantly experimenting, learning new things, and putting themselves out there. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or for someone to give them permission. They just went for it.
Okay. I can see how that connects to vulnerability. It's about being okay with making mistakes, with not having all the answers. That can be scary, but ACT seems to suggest it's essential for growth.
Exactly. And think about it. How many times have you held back from doing something because you were afraid of failing? ACT's story encourages us to flip that script, to see those moments of vulnerability as opportunities to learn and grow.
It's about progress over perfection. And speaking of frameworks for growth, ACT has this really cool concept called the Golden Triangle. It's surprisingly simple, but from looking at their slides, it seems super effective. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Imagine a triangle with skills, creativity, and knowledge at each point. ACT sees these three elements as interconnected and crucial for success.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So how does each element of the triangle work?
Let's start with skills. ACT emphasizes that skills are all about taking knowledge and putting it into action. It's about going beyond theory and getting your hands dirty, so to speak.
So it's one thing to read about coding, but it's another thing to actually build an app. That makes sense. But where does creativity fit in?
Great question. ACT believes that creativity is about finding new and innovative ways to apply your skills and knowledge. It's about thinking outside the box and coming up with unique solutions.
And knowledge is the foundation for both, right? You need that base to build on.
Exactly. ACT stresses the importance of continuous learning, of always seeking out new information and expanding your knowledge base. But here's where it gets really interesting. ACT didn't just sit in a room and read textbooks. They actively sought out experiences that would allow them to put their golden triangle into practice.
So they didn't just talk the talk, they walked the walk. What kind of experiments did ACT try?
Well, one of the things ACT did that really caught my eye was blogging. They used platforms like Medium and LinkedIn to share their learning journey, connect with people in their field, and build a network.
That's such a smart strategy. And these days, anyone can start a blog. It's a low barrier to entry, which is awesome. But it's one thing to start a blog. It's another to actually make it successful. What did ACT do differently?
That's where ACT's golden triangle really comes into play. They didn't just share random thoughts or opinions on their blog. They focused on providing valuable content that showcased their skills and knowledge. For example, they wrote in-depth tutorials on how to use specific AI tools, shared case studies of successful AI projects, and even offered their insights on the future of AI.
They weren't just writing for themselves, they were writing to provide value to others. And in doing so, they were also showcasing their expertise and building credibility.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation. And here's the thing. This approach isn't limited to blogging or even AI. Whatever field you're in, whatever skills you're trying to develop, sharing your learning journey publicly can be incredibly beneficial.
It's like the modern version of building in public. By sharing your process, your mistakes, and your successes, you're not only solidifying your own learning, but you're also potentially helping others along the way.
And you never know who's watching. ACT landed their first job through connections they made through blogging. They were essentially headhunted because they had put themselves and their work out there.
That's incredible. So by embracing vulnerability and sharing their learning journey, ACK was able to attract opportunities they might not have otherwise found. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. And this brings us to another important aspect of ACT's journey, their perspective on AI. They compare it to oil, both essential for different revolutions in human history.
That's a really interesting comparison. What exactly do they mean by that?
Well, just like oil fueled the Industrial Revolution, ACT believes that AI is going to fuel the next big revolution, the cognitive revolution. And just like people who understood the importance of oil early on were able to capitalize on its potential, ACT believes that those who understand the power of AI today will be the ones shaping the future.
So understanding AI isn't just a matter of knowing how to code or use a specific tool. It's about understanding the bigger picture, the potential impact it's going to have on society, and how we can harness its power for good.
Exactly. Now, I know we could spend a whole other episode just unpacking that idea, but ACT also gets really practical in their presentation, providing a whole toolkit of AI tools that we can all start using today. Do you want to dive into those?
You know me too well. I love getting into the nitty-gritty of how things work. Let's hear it. What's in ACT's AI arsenal?
Well, one of the tools ACT mentions is Gamma.app. It uses AI to help you design really engaging presentations. No more boring slideshows.
Okay. That's definitely something I could use. It's like having a personal design assistant, right? What else?
Then there's DLE, which can actually generate images from text descriptions. So you could type in something like a cat wearing a monocle, riding a unicorn through a field of rainbows. And DLE would create an image based on that description.
Whoa. That's wild. I can see that being useful for so many things. From creating visual content for social media to coming up with illustrations for presentations.
Exactly. It's all about expanding your creative possibilities.
Wow.
Now, another tool ACT highlights is Notebook LM. This one is amazing for understanding complex information.
So if you're trying to wrap your head around a dense research paper or even just a long news article, Notebook LM can help you pull out the key insights.
You got it. It's like a super-powered research assistant. And
Yeah.
I think it connects back to what we were talking about earlier. With ACT's emphasis on continuous learning, these AI tools are making it easier than ever to access and process information.
It's like they're removing the barriers to knowledge. So
Well,
we've got Gamma.app for presentations, DLE for images, and Notebook LM for information processing. What other AI gems does ACT have up their sleeve?
Well, ACT also talks about Steve AI, which is designed for creating videos from text. This is a game changer for anyone who wants to make engaging video content without needing a whole production team.
That's incredible. So you could basically write a script and Steve AI would turn it into a video.
Pretty much. It opens up so many possibilities, especially for visual learners or anyone who finds traditional text-based content a little dry.
I'm already thinking about how I can use that for my next project. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Gamma.app, DALLE, Notebook LM, and Steve AI. Anything else?
One more tool ACT mentions is WhisperWeb, which transcribes audio to text. Think about how much time this could save for anyone who works with audio recordings, podcasts, interviews, lectures, you name it.
They have. And to round out their AI toolkit, ACT mentions 1111 Labs for text-to-speech.
Okay, so what can you do with that?
It essentially allows you to take written text and convert it into audio. This is great for accessibility, creating voiceovers, or even just trying out different voices for fun. It's like having a whole cast of voice actors at your fingertips. This is incredible. ACT's giving us a whole arsenal of AI tools to play with. But you know what strikes me as even more impactful than the specific tools?
What's that?
It's the underlying message ACT is sending. They're not just listing off tools. They're showing us that AI is accessible to everyone. You don't need to be a tech whiz or have a coding background to start experimenting and incorporating these tools into your work and life.
You're so right, and it circles back to that first mover advantage idea. ACT is encouraging us to jump in, try things out, and not be afraid to experiment.
It's about demystifying AI and empowering everyone to use it. I love that. But ACT's success wasn't built solely on AI, was it? Their success ingredients go beyond just these hard skills and technical know-how, right?
Absolutely. In fact, ACT specifically highlights the importance of soft skills, things like a positive attitude, adaptability, communication, teamwork, and time management.
Those are skills that are always going to be valuable no matter how much technology advances.
Exactly. And in many ways, these soft skills are becoming even more crucial. In a world being reshaped by AI and automation, they're the skills that are uniquely human and set us apart in a world where machines can increasingly perform tasks that used to require human intelligence.
So it's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together. And that requires a whole different set of skills.
Precisely. And these skills, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, they're not just important for working with AI, they're essential for navigating any complex and rapidly changing landscape.
It's about being adaptable, being a lifelong learner, and being able to connect with others in meaningful ways.
And ACK walks the walk here too. They end their presentation with a set of thought-provoking questions that go beyond just landing a job. They're about finding a fulfilling environment, a place where you can thrive.
Oh. Tell me more about these questions. What kind of things is ACK prompting people to consider?
ACK encourages people to think about things like, are people treated with respect here? What's the work-life balance actually like? What is the company culture like? Are there different paths for growth within the company? Do people support each other?
Those are really insightful questions. And they go beyond just ticking boxes on a checklist. They get at the heart of what it means to be part of a healthy and thriving work environment.
Exactly. And ACT goes even deeper, asking things like, do people feel comfortable taking risks here? Is innovation encouraged? Are senior leaders invested in coaching and mentoring? They're urging us to look beyond the job title and salary and really consider the bigger picture. Will I be challenged here? Will I be supported? Will I have the opportunity to grow and make a real difference?
It's about finding a place where your values align with the company's values. ACT's story reminds us that it is possible. With the right mindset and willingness to experiment and continuously learn, we can achieve amazing things, no matter our background. And their emphasis on both hard and soft skills highlights how crucial it is to be adaptable and well-rounded in today's world.
Their journey isn't a straight line to success. It's about embracing those turning points, learning from both successes and failures, and seeking out mentors to guide you along the way. It's something we can all apply, no matter where we are in our own journeys.
It's inspiring and empowering, right? To wrap up this deep dive into ACT's journey, we wanted to leave you with a little challenge, something to ponder based on their first mover advantage philosophy. What's your version of that? And what small experiment could you try this week to step outside your comfort zone?
Think about something you've been putting off, starting that blog, learning that new skill, applying for that dream job. What's one tiny step you can take today to get started?
It's about embracing that vulnerability and being open to learning and just enjoying the journey. Who knows? That one small step could lead to your own incredible journey. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring.